thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies as we continue with Lesson 13, Take My Yoke, of International Esoteric and Illuminated Bible Lessons by R. Swinburne Clymer. International Esoteric Bible Lessons, prepared for the Sunday Schools of the Church of Divine Illumination. Matthew 11th chapter, 16th verse to close of chapter. Golden text, Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your soul. Jesus understood the thoughts of all hearts, and the changeable, fault-finding people who would criticize every good thing and place a strain upon the name. Verse 18, For John the Baptist came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. Verse 19, The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Behold a man, gluttonous and a wine-bibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. Thus every teacher must hear the criticism of the multitudes of darkened minds. But wisdom is justified of her children. These are but tests to the souls who are chosen to represent the great truths and mysteries. A weak, cowardly soldier never won his way to generalship. No man would follow such a one. When we go out to fight an enemy, and we have our captain to lead us, we want the one who is brave, staunch and true, who will not weaken and waver and turn about and run when the enemy appears. And there are many battles of the soul against the flesh that we must encounter. We will win if we follow him who went the way before us and proved to us that the battle can be won. Verse 20, Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. He accomplished works that never have been equaled by any man or woman before or since. Yet, notwithstanding all his power, all his efforts, all his love, they repented not. They continued in their evil ways. Therefore, we should not come impatient and discouraged when we fail to succeed in our work. Jesus met with the most heart-rending failure and discouragement and persecution. But he went on demonstrating and giving example how to live and do under such circumstances. And what did he do? He continued in his work. He spent greater effort and demonstrated greater love and power. Verse 23, And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted into heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thy hand been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. Hell is suffering and destruction of the soul that will not awaken to truth. These souls continue breaking laws and suffer for having done so, even while exalting oneself above sinners. The blind lawbreakers must suffer, no matter how good he pretends to be or thinks he is. Verse 24, Sodom was not blessed as Capernaum. They had not the truths demonstrated in their midst. Sodom was material in a material age. Capernaum was material in a spiritual age. Yet Capernaum set itself up into heaven. It pretended to be above the evil, but was self-righteous and self-exalted. A sinner is easier to bring to repentance and truth than the intellectual self-righteous man. Verse 25, Jesus said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hath revealed them unto babes. Babes are teachable and can be led, but those wise in their own conceit will not learn. Therefore the mysteries of the laws of heaven and earth are hid from those who have abused the right to know them, or who think that they know it all. To become as a little child is to become willing to accept the teachings and obey the laws. If we obey, we are pure, clean, wholesome, and childlike, and near to the Father. Verse 26, Even so, Father, for it seemeth good in thy sight. Verse 27, All things are delivered unto the Christ, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. When Christ is developed within us, we are a son of God. And the Son knows the Father, and the Father knows the Son. And we cannot know God unless the Christ reveals him to us. Verse 28, Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Verse 29, Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest for your souls. To those who are laden with the desires of the flesh and its illusions, the Christ will relieve you of these burdens, and the soul will rest. Learn of him. Learn to be meek and lowly in heart. Do not exalt thyself above learning of him. He is not in the high places of the world, but he is in the low places. He is within the humble heart that does not worship self and self-glory and the praise and glare of the world. Verse 30, The yoke of Christ is easy. He does not pile on burdens, but thrust aside the burdens that evil lays upon us. No man suffers for doing right in the end. Man suffers only for wrongdoing, and his burdens all come from the wrong he has committed or the right not committed. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.